Wait, does Brood have the full Aghanim Scepter?
That's
oh
a full
my
Axe,
god.
yep.
14,000 net worth. This is looking really bad for HR. Bottom and mid both coming in towards the tier 3s. Brewmaster has Blink. He's got a TP and level 2 Primal Split, but the fight is coming to your base. You are going to have to mount a defense at some point. And Spectre struggling to contend with the Broodmother down bottom.
I can try to guess what they're
mana.
talking about right now. So it took them a while, like only 8 ghosts instead of 16. HellRaisers, they punish that. That's a pretty big deal, you know, stealing Roche from lineup that has both TB and that Prophet. I mean, Mirana still has that Aegis, but I don't think it's going to be very effective on Mirana.
That's not really where you want it, is it? Ooh, arrow. Arrow? Ooh. I'm pretty sure Funnick knew the...
Was in the laning stage.
Yeah, he's 10-1-2, having a cracking game. Bloodstone coming up shortly as well. He's scaling tremendously on a Storm Spirit. As bottom, we see just a quick little terrorize. Shad has already raged away. And there we see, you know, you were talking about the Weaver, whether or not he goes Blink or that Eon Disc, which he does have queued. Positioning of...
He's going to be able to run away for this one, or maybe not. The arena's down, trapping him to the side, but there's the relocate,
nice.
Taking him back out to base. Misha will manage to start healing him up. Charlie actually not going to wait for the relocate back. He's going to TP back immediately, so he can start to sort of push them back before the eyes in, make sure they're not set up for it. Over in the river, Supreme, he stepped across. Able to bring down Sobab pretty low. Trying to run in the cask, actually not bouncing as Misha able to pull himself in afterwards. Laguna comes out to him. Poshka Era comes in with the avalanche to finish him off. The Witch Doctor's down again. Time he's going to turn his attention over towards Mipple, but the silence is kicked in. Nico Baby's got to run. He's got no Manta for 30 seconds. Nothing to remove this, but he'll live long enough. Nico Baby's still alive for this one.
He's got to get healed up too. Dude, the battle buddies, the chain stun combo between Hanskin, Nico
strong.
Baby, and Limp, it's real strong. This PA Sherry's got this S and Y, so there's some status resist, but it's too many plethora of stuns that just keep coming in on top.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're seeing with the action, the Doom to be there as well. As she gets them the info, Mello steps up and dies immediately. They do manage to get the control onto Slayer. Slayer will get burst down by the jumps of Malik. Mello's dying again on this quad. It just feels like he's never going to get an item.
Yeah, it feels like that's going to be the story of the game, right? It feels like the Queen of Pain's going to keep dying, and Doom and Drow, the Drow is very good versus Medusa. Sure, Doom might not be, but Doom's just going to be able to take out the rest of the heroes a lot of the time.
Prove that they're better than the other team here, and see if they can sort of turn around their future here at ES1 Germany. As so far, it's been a rough start for both. Looking at the drafts, anything you really like out of these two squads that they come in with this into this game one with?
It looks like a lot of it looks like it can be some passive style in this one actually, but it looks like 4 fighters constantly. But I see this Terrorblade versus Enigma thing, which kind of makes me feel like there's some situations where TB might actually be able to get away with farming if the Enigma goes for more of a farm style. But also it's confirmed, like it's a 3 Taiga, it's a 3 Sand King. Even though he has boots and it can be looking a little weird, that's the way that they're setting up that lane. Bottom General is on his own in this matchup. Can be at risk of dying a little bit down here, but with the help of the Doom, I think this should be a pretty okay lane for him. But Jug's gonna free farm. That's the important thing for Liquid.
Yeah, and then the mid lane matchup, I mean, obviously they picked it knowing that Coif was going to be mid on the Huskar. You know, having the Iceberg Silencer here, this is a hero that does pretty well in the matchup against.
And then she can't spend all that time sitting in the triangle farming away. We'll see how they utilize their time in this one as we set up our lanes. Already seeing Lil doing a little bit of blocking on the creep wave, then killing off the ranged creep. As his Mirana up against the Drow Ranger of Trillat. Phonic the Mars will be joining that Mirana down south. Top lane, it's a tri-lane coming out from Tempo. Treant, Enchantress, and Underlord all up here, while King R and Nyx chasing LeBron a little bit. But Mitch getting a lot of denies, a fair...
Snowballing. This hero just kind of starts being a walking silence in a lot of these fights.
I mean, would you
Itemize,
imagine
but...
that they sort of picked it because they felt that it would get more done in the lanes when it came to, you know, sort of spamming the enemy carry?
I guess so. Like, I don't know too much about Skyreth anymore. I used to be a big Skyreth player a lot of the times, and it's like, back in the day when we used to always talk about it, it's like the silence. Usually the reason you pick this hero is because you have a combo with the ult, or because the silence is so damn good in the game versus something like...
Roshan team fight.
The only thing they used is BKB on Doom. It's still very hard for Tempo to just get inside a pit and try to punish it. DP did a good job just holding onto that exorcism, not trying to pop it.
And this is the smoke that could really define Tempo's tournament run.
No
To
BKB
win
on
this
Doom.
fight, the BKB's down for Doom, so the Blink Stomp, it is good.
Why the relocate? Just a little too worried about Saberlight getting caught out and taken down.
They're all at the ready to fight this, so this, I mean, Misha, I don't think he's going to be able to get this tether out. He's going to try. Okay, he actually will for now. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no angle to sort of put a stop to it.
Collapse had Roar. He just walked and started pushing the lane rather than going for the... Maybe he wanted to save it for a bigger target, but...
Sure, maybe it's like, yeah, who cares? He wants to go for the bigger things.
Yeah, it seems...
As the Ancient, it's exposed. It's Liquid, not even hitting it for now. Now they'll start to look to try and finish it off. They're trying. It's this Sprout, right? The Sprout, it's stopping it. These Sprouts,
he's just spamming it.
He's
They
just
need to use
it's
the orb
slowing them down a
provision.
little bit. It's slowing them down. Roger's now going to look for the jumping onto Koifu, but Koifu puts the BKB. Roger just dies immediately. He has got buyback. Nothing but a little bit of a slowdown there, those Sprouts, as the throne still...
So that he doesn't have to worry about laning versus the strong Mars and Lina. And then they can actually slow down the Arc Warden a decent amount too here. And they're going to, with this, they're going to be able to just force Yellow Submarine's hand to move their supports. And then they're always going to have the Crystal Maiden versus that Enchantress as well too. So if a creep does come, you're going to see that Frostbite get skilled up. So they'll always have some. So it should be a pretty strong lane here for Team Secret.
Okay. Oh, you'd imagine that.
I think he would have had one more item, and that's AC. This is the item that they need. Get some extra armor on everyone, get more attack speed on your cores.
Man, Lil with a ballsy play there. Phonic, he's found Aggressive Child. Blinks into the trees. Yules of the BKBs required, and he pops the Chrono. Faces, fights, and battles into Lil's Lina. She's going to be able to go Scepter away, and well, Laguna Blade there, taking the Faceless Void down low.